All right, guys, this is a review of the Surface Pro 4 for 2015. This is going to be an honest review of this device, new from Microsoft, the successor to obviously the Surface Pro 3, and a look at whether or not you can actually replace your laptop with this bad boy, this tablet hybrid from the people at Microsoft. Super nice hardware. We're going to get into those details here in a minute. First, we're going to talk just a little bit about the overview of the device. Microsoft has made a very good job at a hybrid device that is a combination of both a tablet PC and a full-size laptop. 13-inch display, roughly. Touch keyboard interface, as well as a touchscreen display here as well. So the great thing about the Surface is that it has a detachable keyboard, which you can separate like so. It's magnetic based. You can see the pins in the bottom there. And so I'm coming from a long time Apple user here. I switched over to Mac maybe, 15 years ago now. And since then, I've been using primarily Apple laptops for my dedicated work and pleasure machines. So MacBooks, MacBook Pros, Mac Minis, etc. And Apple decided not to release a laptop, in my opinion, that was good enough for me this year. I really wanted the new MacBook, but they don't have enough ports in it. And so the fact that the Surface has a full-size USB here, as well as an HDMI out. Sorry, not HDMI, but mini display that you can convert to HDMI really easily. But the USB port is what's great about this laptop, having that expandability right there. What I really value about this laptop slash tablet hybrid, or I'm just going to call it a Surface. What I really like about the Surface is that it's convenient. And I'm going to give you guys my thoughts here using it over the past few days and what I think about it. This isn't going to be a hardware review in terms of its specs and its performance and that sort of thing. It's just an overall look, feel, and what review based on whether or not I think for me anyway, that I can kind of replace my laptop with this device. So jumping right into sort of the overall aesthetic of the machine, I really like what they've done with the hardware. I think it feels quality, it feels solid. This kickstand here is very solid. In fact, I almost thought that when I first put it out, I just went like, that far because I thought that's as far as it went, but it takes actually quite a bit of force to open it up even more, and it's really solid. I mean, this thing is not going to collapse on you. It's good. The adjustability is infinite. It's fantastic. You can angle this thing down with the keyboard and have it basically at any angle you choose. From short to shallow. The kickstand is great. I really like the kickstand. I really like the attachment of the keyboard itself. I think that the fact that it separates really easily and attaches really easily is really nice. There's a second magnet there to kind of give it a little bit more of an angle for your hands, which is nice. So in general, I like the hardware. I like the way these keys feel. I like the way the touchscreen feels. We'll get into more of the ergonomics of it here in a second. But everything feels good. It feels like a decent laptop. I mean, obviously it's a hybrid device, so you're not going to have the best keyboard, right? But the keyboard works, and the keyboard's good. The touchpad works, and the touchpad is good. It's glass, and so it's smooth and nice. But is this as good as like a MacBook keyboard? No. Is it as good as an Apple trackpad? No. But it's not bad, considering that you can take the whole thing off, right, and then use this as a standalone tablet as is, which is, I think, really impressive. The aluminum hardware, like the body is nice. You get a little bit of a fingerprint magnet here, on the Apple, or excuse me, the Windows logo. But it just feels good. It feels like a high quality device. It does not feel cheap in the least bit. Front-facing camera, as well as front-facing stereo speakers, which are actually really loud and really nice. Rear-facing camera, nice for taking shots. I used this thing to put up some stuff on eBay, which was really cool. And the camera did a pretty decent job in terms of the resolution and the lighting, and color accuracy and so forth. What I don't like, we'll get into some of the stuff here that I don't like. The keyboard and trackpad have a tendency to sort of lose connectivity, and won't. So I've been taking it on and off here, right? And so now I can't. The keyboard is not really reconnecting, and I don't know if I'm not doing something right or if it's not meant to. See, now we've got it back, but we've lost the mouse. Actually, no. Anyway, this little kind of inconsistency happens sort of a lot when I'm using this device and I'm taking it off and putting it on. I tend to lose the mouse and keyboard. So what I have to do now, it seems like, is reboot the device, which is sort of annoying because, you know, all my stuff goes away. I lose all my open programs. Startup and shutdown times are fast. One thing that I don't really like 100% is okay, see now, let's see. Oh, it's going to restart. Anyway, well, another thing I've noticed too is that when you go and actually put the device into sleep mode or standby mode, and then reopen the device, the sort of wake up time is a little bit slow for me. Not incredibly slow, but I'm used to sort of opening the lid on my MacBook Pro and having it, boom, all of a sudden be there ready to go and I'm typing. And so that there's like a couple second delay kind of in the startup or wake from sleep that is a little bit frustrating. But all in all, I can deal with it. You know, I guess that's kind of it for sort of the hardware and overview of the device. We'll get into kind of more of the software. We'll log into the machine and I'll show you some things that I like and also some things that I don't like here in a second. All right, so now that we're logged into the machine, you can see that I'm running it here in sort of desktop mode. You can see the mouse on the display here. You can also see glare is kind of a problem too with this device. Glare is not terrible, but it does certainly get in the way. You know, the software, it's running Windows 10. If you're not familiar with Windows 10, it's Microsoft's upgrade to Windows 8.1, I suppose. Great, I think, interface between tablet, laptop mode. You know, this thing runs in desktop / laptop mode right now. You can go here to the notification center and turn it into tablet mode, so it can actually switch between both. So, you know, you've got a touch screen here for tablet mode. You can, you know, swipe over, switch apps. Really, really good. If you're familiar with any sort of Windows tablet mode works well. And the fact that in Windows 10 you can then just go back and, you know, jump right back into laptop mode. Really convenient, really nice to be able to have both laptop and tablet features on this device. Talking a little bit about the tablet software. You know, again, it's a Windows device, and so it's subject to all the sort of problems and complications with Windows apps. I tried to use this thing. I took the keyboard off the other day, tried to use it in tablet mode. Went to the Windows Store. I wanted to watch a video on Amazon Prime. And all of a sudden I was like, let me see if there's a Windows app for Amazon Prime Video, and there wasn't. And so a little bit disappointed. There's that constant reminder that, you know, the Microsoft App Store is really not that great. And so what I had to do is I actually had to, you know, open up Chrome, you know, go to Amazon.com, and, you know, for a tablet, it's okay, but, you know, you're in the small address bar, you're like hunting to find the window, and then you're like pecking on the keys, and, you know, it'd be easier just to be able to, like, you know, just like an iPad or whatever, press on the Amazon Prime app and boom, right there, you know, big, easy to use with your fingertips, as opposed to kind of trying to struggle in tablet mode using a desktop kind of laptop browser. So again, reminder that the Microsoft App Store doesn't really have everything. And so if you're trying to use this device as a tablet only, it's probably going to be a little bit of a disappointment. But most people aren't going to do that. Most people are going to use it for the great fact that it's a hybrid between a tablet and a laptop, and you can do both. I am just a little bit disappointed in the scrolling in this thing. I don't know if I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if it's okay. It's not the hardware, because when I use the Edge browser, the scrolling is really herky-jerky. You know, if I use a different, we'll just go to the Verge real quick. If I install a smooth scroll extension here for Chrome, and it does make it better, but it's still not as smooth as my MacBook. And that bothers me. I mean, it's okay. Chrome was really bad before I put the extension in, and now it's better, but there's still like a little bit of scrolly kind of lag to it. And it's a little bit frustrating. But if I then go to, the Microsoft browser here and then go to the Verge, we can see the scrolling is going to be a lot better, because Microsoft has fine-tuned the scrolling for this browser. I mean, this is perfect. This is perfect. But I don't want to use Edge. Everything I have is tied to Chrome, because I'm a Google and Android person, and so using Edge isn't really what I want to do. Anyway, so maybe there's hope for the future. Maybe somebody will write a better extension for Chrome, or maybe they'll just change the software in Chrome to work better with the Surface Pro 4. But getting away from that, other little things I've noticed about the software that I like, that I don't like. Cortana is cool. It's kind of like Siri or Google Now. You know, you can say, open Microsoft Edge. There you go. It's going to do a search. I don't know why. Open Microsoft Edge.
Sure. Starting Microsoft Edge.
So there you go. Pretty cool. And it actually works pretty well. The other great thing about the software that I really like is you can customize, you know, this, I don't know what Windows, I'm sure, has a name for this thing. You know, it's a start menu now, but you can put recent programs in here, and then this is what turns into your tablet mode interface. So not only you know, if you're doing stuff, you can just kind of poke around in here real quick, and then boom, you know, use your finger if you want to or whatever. But that start menu can be customized completely and totally. You can resize these bad boys. You get little live tiles in here, like for the weather and so on. And then boom, when you go into tablet mode, that sort of expands and goes into everything. Keyboard does have a built-in backlight to it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the backlight works really well on the keyboard. Other things that I do and don't like about this guy, I do like the speed. I think it's fast. It's got 8 gigs of RAM in it, so I mean, this is no slouch in terms of hardware. It is expensive. I paid $12.99 for this thing, and so, you know, this is obviously a laptop replacement for me. This is not an iPad that cost me, you know, $450, whatever, that's going to sit on my bedside just or whatever and be used for entertainment only. I mean, I really want to try and use this thing to get work done, you know, and actually, you know, use this as my full-time PC from here on out. The other thing that I wanted to talk about a little bit was the pen. The pen comes with the purchase, which is really cool. It is magnetized, so it does stick onto the side of the tablet surface. It will get bumped off from the side of the surface. But the recognition and the writing using the pen is really good. And I'm not a graphic designer person, and so I don't know what I'm necessarily looking for with this, you know, but like if we go into the drawing thing, you know, you can kind of get an idea of just kind of what it looks like. I mean, the sensitivity is really good. Like you press down light and it gives you a faint line. You press down hard and it gives you a harder line. It does have an eraser on the back, which is freaking awesome, and it like feels and looks like an eraser, which is really cool. You know, it kind of like, it has a little bit of give to it, and it feels a little bit like sticky on the screen, so it's kind of neat. It's also Bluetooth enabled, and so you can press the button and it will do things like open OneNote, which is cool, or you can double press it and it will take a screenshot, which is neat, and then you can then, you know, write on the screenshot. You actually, you know, we can select a certain section here, and then it'll open that, and then boom, you can, you know, draw on that screenshot. And I think you can actually hold it down. Yeah, and Cortana comes up, and so you can say, open mail. I didn't say I'm kind of busy, but she's going to open mail anyway. So boom, there you go. So anyway, you know, the functionality of this pen and the fact that it's included with the hardware is really good. I would love to like either draw more or even just use it to annotate more. You know, the way the pen tip feels on the screen is really nice. And I think actually Microsoft even sells other pen tips that you can kind of buy for this bad boy too, but I'm gonna get away from that here really quickly. So you know, I don't want to ramble on too much about this thing, because I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me talk, but just to kind of condense everything and to talk sort of about what, you know, try and close up here and just give you guys my sort of honest opinion of the whole device. I'm also going to show you guys how long it takes for this thing to wake up here real quick. Okay, let's put this down. We'll open the kickstand. Let's see if it does it now. Okay, ready? Come on, let's go. See that little like couple second delay? I mean, again, it's not that far, it's not that hard, or not that long, but it's like there's just that little bit of lag, which is frustrating. And so it's nicer when you just kind of open your laptop and boom, it's ready to go. But anyway, my overall thoughts and opinions on this thing. I like it, okay? Don't get me wrong, I like it. I'm gonna try my hardest to use this thing as my full-time laptop from here on out for the next, you know, I don't know, year or whatever. I'm really convinced that this is the way to go and that this is the future. You know, Apple has their crappy, in my opinion, iPad Pro, which is, you know, terrible OS you know, the software is a tablet software. You know, iOS is not made for work. It's made for enjoyment. It's not made for creating anything. And so I think the iPad Pro is way overpriced and way under sort of powered for what you want. People like me and other professionals that want to use a laptop are not going to be able to do that with the iPad. But that's what's so great about this Surface device, is that not only is it a halfway decent tablet, because the App Store is limited, and it's a little bit cumbersome as a tablet, kind of, but it's a great laptop, and the fact that you can do both, like I can rip the keyboard off, take my pen, take a screenshot, whatever, take a picture, draw on it. You can, honest to goodness, use this thing as a tablet, right? Great pen, great software for it, maybe a little bit limited in the apps. Okay, got to compromise somewhere. But you can also, honest to goodness, use this thing as a laptop too, and it works well. And the battery life is great, the screen resolution is great, the web camera is great, Windows 10 is great. The screen size is great, the thickness is great, just the build quality. It just feels like a great device. It feels like a great laptop. It feels like a great computer, and so far it has been. It's like literally just the scrolling thing that bugs me a little bit, and the little delay in the wake up is what bugs me. I'm gonna see, hopefully I don't get too frustrated with just this one USB here. I'm hoping that in the future maybe they'll have more ports or something, but I'm gonna have to buy like an Ethernet to USB converter and some other stuff. But I'm impressed with this computer, and I like it, and it's taken me back to Windows. Like I said, it's been probably 15 years since I've actually owned a Windows laptop, and I'm super stoked for this thing. I really love it. I really would encourage you guys to go check them out. Really quick 1 minute conversation about the Surface Book, which I'm not going to review. Too expensive at this point in time. It's too new. Microsoft's charging a premium for something that I think is maybe worth it for the early adopters, but for me, I want something that's refined. This is the 4th generation of Surface Pro. A long time ago, I reviewed the Surface RT, which I liked. The only thing I didn't like was that it didn't run full Windows. This thing does run full Windows, and it does a great job at it. And it does a great job at being a laptop tablet hybrid. So enough rambling. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out everything else I have on YouTube. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.